Hi, everyone. I'm Luke McConnell, the voice of the Southern Nazarene University Crimson Storm, and I'm joined today by SNU softball player Mahina Sauer, who was just named as the Great American Conference Female Athlete of the Year for the 2021 season. And Mahina, first of all, congratulations. What does that award mean to you?
Thank you. It's kind of crazy. I think it's just good for SNU as a whole, and of course the softball program. Just kind of going in the right direction.
Mahina, you hit 460 this year with 11 home runs, 43 RBIs, also had a 992 fielding percentage. Obviously, incredible stats, a fantastic season for you. But was there any surprise of you having won this award?
Um, yes. um, I think if you ask anybody, I'm not ever really focused on awards and accolades. I kind of appreciate it all, and I know that I work hard every day, day in and day out for these kind of things, but I like to focus on the whole team aspect. So when it kind of got towards the ending of the season and awards started rolling in, it was kind of like reality hit in a way because yeah, I always kind of focus on how do we get a team win, how do we win the series and all of that stuff. So it's kind of surreal.
I mean, obviously, the 2021 season, your first back as a squad, as a conference, even since really 2019, missing the 2020 season. What was that like, having basically a year gap between seasons?
I think it just gave me and the rest of my team more time to kind of prepare. Going into the original 2020 season, we got off onto like a pretty good run, honestly. I think we were 9-3 or something in conference, like working well together. And just the fact that anything can be ripped away at any given time in the middle of March, when the ball was really starting to get going with conference, I think it gave a lot of us upperclassmen and Sparky and I who chose to return, like the idea that nothing, you can't ever take anything for granted. So just the fact that we had X amount of months to get ourselves into the best shape, physically, mentally, and all of that, and just really prepare to use it to our advantage, I guess, and just kind of take each day as pretty much a gift because we weren't supposed to play in 2021, like Sparky and I. So it was kind of awesome.
Yeah, most definitely. And you mentioned that you were able to prepare more for this 2021 season. Was there anything different that you were able to do in that off season than you would have been able to in a normal off season?
We had March until the following February. So that's 11 months of basically just one on one because even in the fall, our time together as a team was very limited. So I know once I finished that semester in May and I came home, I kind of trained every single day. I did a lot of things by myself, or my brother and dad threw me a lot of front toss. And it was just kind of like a learning experience for me that I don't know, like if you respect the sport and your time away from it, I think it will respect you back when it's your time.
How cool was it this year to see all that work paying off? I mean, you got off to a great start. I mean, you were fantastic throughout the entire season, and it seemed like everything was coming so easy for you, particularly at the plate.
I don't know about easily. I know I started off kind of slow. I gave myself a concussion in I think our first tournament back after the whole snow and ice storm. There were a lot of things kind of thrown at me. I was trying to figure out just kind of how to be like a fifth year senior while also getting along with the freshmen and kind of tending to the way that I need to be a leader in that aspect. And I had a talk with Coach Madden and just kind of had to figure out my place on the team. I've never really had a like a bad season in my career at SNU, but I did start off kind of slow, and that's when we went into the I know that I put in the work. I know that I'm capable, and it's just allowing myself to be free. And I think once I got rid of the expectations of what I'm supposed to do for SNU softball or what our team is supposed to look like, I think once I got away from all of that and just fell into being Mahina, I think that's when things kind of started to take off.
What was that like, just to kind of go through that reckoning process, if you will, and being able to come out and see that success on the other side?
It was like a relief, I think. I think in the beginning I just put so much pressure on myself, like, okay, you're getting a second chance at a senior year. Like, you need to finish strong. You need it, like all of these I need tos. And when I finally just sat back, listened to what Coach Madden said, and just be myself, that everybody already knows who Mahina is. I just need to allow myself to know who I am. And I think once I've started to kind of take a step back and just to play softball again, it was a good feeling. It was like I could finally provide for my team.
You mentioned Coach Madden. Of course, this past season was Coach Terry Weber's last year at the helm for SNU. What was it like being able to be a part of her final season in Bethany?
It was very special. She is an incredible woman, and I honestly wouldn't have been at SNU without her. She is the one who recruited me. Coming from Hawaii, it's very hard to get noticed, I guess. I don't, I never played travel ball in California or the mainland throughout the whole summer. I basically had one tournament every year to kind of make or break it, or my 12 bats for the week. 12 at bats enough for that weekend? Is anybody gonna? So just the fact that they got a hold of one of my recruiting videos and she made the trip out and just kind of believed in me ever since. I wouldn't want to finish my career with anybody else.
What are some of the things and that lessons that she's taught you, and just ways that she's impacted you personally?
She definitely acted as a second mom. Leaving home 3,500 miles away at 18, it's kind of an eye opener. I always thought that I'd be ready to leave home, but the day that my parents left and I kind of just sat in my dorm room, it was like I'm gonna need to lean on to somebody else. And she definitely grabbed on to me. Her and her husband, they treated me with nothing but respect and like their own. They fed me, they took me to church, and she really just helped me find my way through Christ and how to be a student, how to be an athlete, how to be a follower of Christ, and just a friend and all of that. And I mean, even at my lowest, she continued to support me, and I'll forever be grateful.
SNU's produced a female scholar athlete of the year in the conference before, but you're the first Great American Conference just female athlete of the year award winner for Southern Nazarene. What does that mean to you?
I think it's awesome. I think it just shows that you don't have to be at these power schools or programs to do something. It's that, I don't know, like every day when I would go into the locker room or to the batting cages, I would look up at the walls and see the names of the players who came before me. So like Coach Madden's sister, Katie Hale, and just see them up on there. And it's just like they have paved the way for people like me to come through the program and kind of just keep pushing it forward. Like they moved it from NAIA so that we could be D2 and just continuing to move it in the right direction. I think that's just awesome.
And finally, Mahina, what's next for you?
I'm actually finishing up my month vacation at home, and I'll be coming back to Oklahoma City, and I'll work at OU Children's as a pediatric ICU nurse. So that's pretty much it. Day by day, we'll see.
Very cool. Mahina, congratulations once again, the 2021 Great American Conference Female Athlete of the Year, Mahina Sauer of Southern Nazarene University softball. Mahina, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today.
Thank you.